Rise and shine, beloved great grand rising. Come on in, come on in. Okay, take this moment, go tag your friends, your family members, let them know Spiritual Success TV is live. With that being said, let me just go ahead and bring up Facebook and let's make sure that we're broadcasting over there. All right, beautiful. Okay, we are here. Let me just throw a grand rising in the comments for you guys. We're going to activate and we're going to go. All right, there we go. So let's go ahead and get activated. You all know the drill over here. We go ahead and tap into the rich inner life. So go ahead and sit with your feet flat, back straight, hand on heart. Put a hand on core, if you will, and take a good healing deep breath in through the nostrils and exhale slowly, fully, completely through the mouth. Relax. Allow the skin over your scalp to relax. It pulls the face down. Even let the tongue and your mouth relax. Drop those shoulders down from your ears. Come on, beloved, relax. Get in this right posture that's going to open you up. Come on now, turn that focus inward. Come on, turn it in to the rich inner life. Take the next deep breath in. Exhale. And relax. One more for the power of 3. Deep breath in. Exhale. We are here. We are here. We're so thankful. We're so grateful for another day, for another opportunity to be here. And in the words of an old saying of mine, this is the day the Lord has made. We make a conscious choice to rejoice and to be glad in it. Today, I want to revisit a topic that we've spoken about many times on this platform, and that is intentional anchors. Can you put that in the chat? I'm looking at the email I sent out. Intentional anchors. In a world that is swirling with uncertainty, instability, and ever changing tides with evil and diabolical agendas and all the noise, beloved, now more than ever, it is important that you intentionally anchor yourself in the eternal, in truth, in the unchangeable, in your divine assignment. And so when we talk about intentional anchors, just like a ship that dropped an anchor to hold itself steady amidst the storm, against winds, against rain, you too must have intentional anchors in your life that will hold you down and anchor you. Great grand rising, come on in, let me know you're here, guys, right? And so I want us to look at practical things that we can do. Now, I know that in some of our communities, we were taught not to pay attention to what goes on in the heavens and the cosmos. And if that's you, that's fine. But I do want to say this. Because we are in a universal 9 year, 9 being the number of finality, of judgment, of bringing things to a close, to completing some things, transforming some things. We are in a divine period now in this new beginning mindset month. Can you put that in your notes? New beginning mindset month, October, right? And so when we think about where we are in this new beginning mindset, we want to take advantage of everything that's going on in the cosmos, everything that's going on around, to go inward and bring those things to a close, that no longer serve you. I want you to just take a moment and breathe that in. Come on, give me a great grand rising. Let me know that you are here. Let me go back to where you guys are. Great grand rising, Reese. Thanks for joining us live, right? There are so many in the cosmos, so many planets, so many houses are in retrograde at one time. When we hit phenomenals like this, let me just take a minute and say this, right? I'm sure so many of you have seen that the Schumann resonance was spiking off the chart. The Schumann resonance, you can look that up. You don't need me to go deep into that, but it is the frequency that the earth vibrates at. And it vibrates at a certain pace. I want to say like 4.8 hertz. Don't quote me on that. Look it up and get it right. Okay. And every so often, when it spikes, it's like the vibrational frequency of the earth is in convulsions. It's just going off the chart. And so researchers and scientists have done this years ago. Like I said, research Schumann resonance, and you can read all about it. But our bodies, when we are in homeostasis, we vibrate at that same exact frequency. So we are one. Beloved, everything is connected. Can you put that in your notes, please? Everything is connected. And the more you can expand your horizons, the more that you can explore and research and think critically and learn, the more tools you have at your disposal to help you fulfill your divine assignment in this earth realm. So in the cosmos, with all of these planets in retrograde, meaning that they're spinning backwards instead of spinning forward. And I don't know, it's probably about 5 planets. We know about Mercury retrograde, but Pluto and Uranus and all of these planets are spinning backwards. And so when we get to these pockets of retrograde, it's time to retreat. It's time to reset. It's time to repair. In this 9 year, I'm doing this. We started in our community over again every every August, we start over fresh, right? We start over fresh with a new beginning mindset. So this is the perfect time, pulling in everything that we've talked about all this year, the whole 90 days that I sat here to open up this year. I want you to hit your reset button now so that we are using everything at our disposal to help us. So what is happening? Because we're in this universal 9 year, everything is here to support you in ending cycles, ending patterns, ending habits. And we're going to take it one day at a time, one teeny tiny step at a time. But beloved, make that shift. This is the time now. While we're in this thing where the energy is saying, okay, come on, go in. Some of you are going to be forced to go in. Don't look at that as a punishment, as certain things begin to come up to the surface. Certain emotions, certain old stories, certain ailments start coming up to the surface. It's because it's an invitation, right? It's not that you're broken. It's not that you're a misfit. It's an invitation, because everything is saying to us this year, I'm going to support you if you're ready to bring some things to a close. And we're going to do our best. We're going to do our very best. And you already know what's being asked of you. You already know what you must do to make that change. You are not ignorant of what it's going to take to bring transformation in your life. It's about making those tweaks, making those little subtle tweaks. Top of your day, midday, end of day. Put that in your notes. Top of day, midday, end of day. You already know. What do you need to shift at the top of the day? Because, beloved, what we need is, we need some structured systems, structured behavior, new patterns, right? New programs. You already know. I already know. So now put this in your note. This is the season for doing the sacred work. Whatever it is, I'm taking this one thing. I want you to take just that one thing, Because, beloved, you know the saying in the success communities, how you do anything is how you do everything. Please write that down. How you do anything is how you do everything. Why? Because everything is connected. Everything is connected. So you take that one thing that you know, right? Top of day, yes. Let's get, yes, 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 yes. I love it. Let's get with the shift. Yes. Top of day, midday, end of day. You already know. There is one thing that you know that you're doing that's affecting everything, right? It's affecting everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. So psychologists say that they can tell what your health look like by looking at your checkbook, looking at your finances, because everything is connected. And I've made a connection years ago that when my body is out of balance and I'm packing on weight, finances suffer, opportunities suffer, because everything is connected, and how you do anything is how you do everything. So what that means is that you can't say, oh, I'm going to phone in my responsibility and not show up fully. Okay, let's do it like this. If I say, oh my goodness, I'm so tired, I don't feel like going live today, I don't have nothing to say, I don't even know what I'm going to say, I'm just going to get on because I'm supposed to get on. That same energy, if I come like that to this, that same energy is spilling over to everything else. You're going to do that with your finances. You're going to do that with your health. You're going to do that with your business. You're going to do that with your relationships, because it's the same energy. So I just can't say, I'm going to be lazy and I'm not going to show up fully. I'm not going to put my best forward because I don't feel like it, and then think I'm going to go to a meeting later on and show up and be excellent. That same energy that I used when I didn't feel like it and didn't want to be bothered, it's going to kick in. Even though I may go to a meeting later and may be smiling and maybe chipper, on the bottom, underneath that current, I'm still vibrating at, I'm just going to phone it in. You're just not going to be your best. How you do anything is how you do everything. Let me know if y'all get that. And so when we're slacking in one area, it's going to cause us to slack in another area. So let's say, for instance, if you work from home, and let's say it's a day where you may not have anything to do, and then you decide that, okay, I'm just going to stay in bed, right? Then you get up because you have something to do, let's say at 2:00. I want you to really get the gist of what I'm saying, because none of this is wrong. There's nothing wrong with anything, but it's the attitude and the energy. When you go to do whatever you do at 2:00, you're not going to have your full self, because how you do anything is how you do everything. So while we're in this universal 9-year and we're in this season of retrograde that's saying, slow down, turn in, and let's do the work. Right before I came on today, my mind just ran across the family, and my spirit just began to pray, because there are things that we need to open up for us in this season, and it's the time for it to open up. And so the invitation that we have, don't allow yourself to become overwhelmed, because that won't serve anything. That's why I stress all the time, one teeny tiny step at a time. If you remember the compound effect. Great Grand Rising, Lisa, thanks for joining us live. Come on in, let me know that you're here, guys. We look at the compound effect. that says if you just take one thing, one smart, measurable, attainable, responsible thing, you take one thing, one choice, one decision, and stay with it, and stay with it. It starts compounding exponentially, just like how interest can compound, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. That little bit, I want to encourage you today. That little bit that you're doing, it's going to compound. It's going to increase. It's going to grow. Just this week alone, with taking the time, coming into this new beginning mindset month, making some little tweaks, I'm seeing how it's working. If we all can get this, number one, everything is energy. You know that. Everything is energy, beloved. And how you do anything with energy is how you do everything. I feel like I just need to go back and say that again, because that right there is a major shift. That if you just tweak that and keep it in your mind and in your spirit, that how I do anything is how I do everything. So we know these things because we grew up with this all of our lives. Put your best foot forward. That's what that means. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. All of that was about mindset. It was about attitude. It was about showing up fully, because if you don't show up fully in one area, you're not going to show up fully in another area. And 9 times out of 10, we're not even conscious of it. We're just going through life. So my high mentor request is that we come back and revisit intentional anchors. Revisit putting these intentional anchors in your life that will keep you vibrating at the frequency of Christ consciousness of 5D, so that we can continue to just move forward and evolve. How are we going to do that? Let's go back to breath work. Take it teeny tiny step. Do what we call the gateway breathing. In the medical community, they may call it the box breathing. Start right there. You know, when I say a healing breath, we've talked about this over and over and over again. Beloved, take that prana, that chi, that life force of God, and breathe in through your nostrils for 4, hold it for 4, release through your mouth for 4, and then rest for 4. That's the gateway that starts tapping you in. It's going to regulate your blood pressure, it's going to regulate your blood pressure. It's going to bring your nervous system into alignment. We talked last week. It's going to cause certain chemicals to react in the body. And you're going to tap into a different state of mind. Your brain is going to start vibrating at a different frequency that will tap you into higher realms, right? So I spoke to you about this. I spoke to you about this a couple of weeks ago. You're going to operate from either one of 2 modes. Either you're going to operate from survival mode, or you're going to operate from a creation mode. Survival frequency or creation frequency. 1 out of 2. When we're in survival mode, we don't have access to certain thoughts, ideas, levels of energy. I'm talking about physical energy now. It's not available to us. This is why we have to calm ourselves with breath work. You need to just sit for 5 minutes and just say, I'm just going to breathe. And I'm going to tell my body to come into divine alignment. Tell it to come into homeostasis. This is when we get to vibrating with the same resonance as the Schumann resonance, the same resonance as the earth, right? Because everything is connected. Secondly, You're going to breathe, and then you're going to use the power of your words. You're going to use the power of sound. And there's so much that we can share about that. But for now, we want to use the right words. We want to say the right things. We want to bring everything into divine alignment. And then you want to have your sacred touch points. Things set up around your house that when you see it, it reminds you. When you step into it, this is our sacred space. Remember that? When you step into it, it instantly shifts your mind, it shifts your energy. And we want to get back to these practices because what I've learned over the years, nothing happens until something moves. Nothing happens until you get into action. And it's those little tweaks that when you say, okay, I'm not going to watch TV in the morning. I'm not going to scroll on my phone in the morning. I'm going to wake up and get out of bed and then do whatever your morning ritual is. We need some rituals. Get up, get out of bed, wash up or shower. You know, whatever you do, exercise, meditate, get into action, set your day, script your day, and just keep moving. Not putting pressure on yourself. You want to do it in a loving way because you're taking care of you. And then I want you to be so consciously aware all the help you have in the unseen realm. All the help that you have in the unseen realm. That if you take a step, remember the old saying, you take one step, God takes two? Well, there is some truth to that. You take one step and everything in the unseen realm starts working to aid you, assist you, support you. I was thinking of you the other day, Lisa, and I was thinking about just like over the last 2-3 years and all the things that you've manifested. All the things, go back 2-3 years. Everything that you manifested, right? Anything you said you wanted, we look up, it was there. When it wasn't created, it got created, right? From all the shifts and changes on the job, all the shift and changes in the mindset. And I was like, that lets you know it's working. Same with you, Reese. Same with you, Marcus, right? It's working. And I want you focused this week on how far you've come. Not on what still don't seem to be there. Look at the power that you have. I want to land there today. Let's take a breath right here. And let's land here. And remind yourself, you're all powerful in this 3D realm. There is so much at your disposal. You can speak, you can decide, you can decree, and it has to be established. I want us to rest right there for a minute. Let's rest right there for a minute. When you wanted to go out to work, you went out to work. When you wanted to be home to work, you was home at work. When you needed a new vehicle, you got a new vehicle. Come on, y'all. Put yourself in remembrance. When you need everything to line up, everything lines up. That's the place we want to rest in. The job of the ego mind is to keep you looking at that one thing that you're not satisfied with. But the more you look at that, the more you're holding yourself hostage to that. Remember, where attention goes, energy flows. The power of observation moves energy. Where attention goes, energy flows. And you're going to create something, good, bad, or indifferent. So I want to just land, reminding ourselves of how powerful we are. So let's do this. Take another breath in and exhale and be so thankful for the powerful alchemist that you are, the spiritual alchemist that you are. We can change things. We can shift things. Everything is working in your favor. You are blessed and highly favored. Everything, all the good you desire and deserve. Come on, let's breathe this. You may feel some kickback in the body, but breathe it in. I am light. I am love. All things are working together, fitting into a plan for good. Everything I have, everything I want, everything I need, everything I desire, I have but to ask. That's it. I have but to ask, and it shall be given. Ask, and it shall be given. Seek, you shall find. Knock, and the door will be open for you. I have to go back and reiterate one more thing as we close. Survival frequency, creation frequency. When we're in survival and we're stressing and worried about lack and scarcity and what's not manifesting, you lock yourself on a frequency, on a vibrational frequency that does not have access to the thoughts you need to think, the ideas you need to tap into to come into your atmosphere, to come up out of your spirit, if you will. You don't have access to that because you're locked into a frequency of survival. And all survival is going to show you is lack, not enough, fear, worry, stress, anxiety, right? Negative thinking, negative speaking, worrying. And I told you all, I shared last week that how, I let myself get in that whole realm, and I'm still kind of there coming out because I'm just being surprised every day, more and more and more, right? Of just how they just jacking up the prices on everything, everywhere you turn. But I have to come out of that realm so that I don't even see that anymore. See, we're not ignorant about the information. I have to pull myself back up into a dimension where I don't even see it. You all remember how our confession, right, over the years have been, it doesn't matter how much it costs, I can still have it. And I still know that, but everything is glaring. I'm looking at how everything just, even the internet, I went to pay the bill, it went up again, right? Over the last 3-4 years, I watched that thing go from like $59 to $125. Everything, it's just noticeable. I went shopping with my daughter yesterday, and I went to the parking lot that I always go to that's attached to Macy's, and there's signs all up in this free parking lot. Then now, if you want to park on the first level, that's preferred parking and you have to pay. It's like everybody's just jacking everything up. So for myself, I'm going to continue to work on it where I'm not locked into where I see that. Can you all see how that works? See, whatever you pay attention to, your reticular activating system is going to show you that everywhere you go. So everywhere I go, what do I see? Prices just going up stupid. Yes, Reese, we must live priceless once again. We know how to live that way. And I know that, we're still going to do what we do. I'm just amazed at how it's going up and folks trying to gaslight us and tell us everything is coming down. We know better. All right, enough of that. So I want to end with us, again, tapping in to how powerful we are, knowing that we're in a time of introspection. Let's do the sacred work, beloved, so that we can so that we can tap in, bring some things to a close. And so, listen, I'm going to be launching this real soon. The page is already there. You could go there, The Awakened Path. We have to support one another on this path of awakening so that we can continue to go, continue to grow, continue on the path of awakening, just like we reminded ourselves, right? We got to go back to living priceless. We have to go back to living in a way where things are magnetized to us because we are magnetic and attractive, right? So in this 8th month, we're going to sow seed into this month. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do the same. I want the results of everything that I am sowing into. Come on, right? 2888, 8888, 8288. Let's use the number 8 all this month. Let's get some results, beloved. Let's do what we need to do. All right? So, and again, if you want to just take a look at the Awakened Path, there is the URL, ilonasanders.com/TAP for the Awakened Path. There's a payment plan there for the tuition. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm looking forward to us rising up this year and bringing some things to a close and transforming. And again, in the words of Reese, let the shift begin. Let it begin. All right, lovelies, I'm going to release you with many blessings. No SSL tomorrow. Many blessings for the rest of your day and the rest of your week. Love you guys. Bye for now. Forgot how to end the session.